So today was a day that I was kind of not really looking forward to because I've got to go up Cheddar Gorge twice today because the pros are going up Vontu twice, and it seemed like a good idea back in January as a plan, but actually I've got to admit I think it'll be okay. It's quite a long way. It's about 123 kilometers. I've got Stefan and I've got Sam Taberner and I've got John Burridge joining me today, so that shouldn't be so bad. And I've just had an email through from Just Giving to say that somebody's donated some more money, and I don't know if you better see this, but we're at £9,993. There's £7 off of the target. Now that, I mean, that's brilliant, and I'm hoping that by the time I get from the bike ride somebody will have donated that £7, but I've also had a conversation with a friend of mine, Paul, who is a really good mate of mine. He's been through a similar situation to me with his wife last year with breast cancer, and he runs a company called Aquarian Cladding, and he rang me up yesterday and he said, look, because we've both been through similar things, his company wants to support what I'm doing and what it's all going towards, and he has said that whatever I've raised by the end of stage 21, so by the time I get to Clifton Down, whatever we've raised, he will put in another 20%. So if I manage to get to 10 grand, which I think I'll put £7 in if I have to get to 10 grand, he'll donate another 20% on top of that to take us up to what will be 12 grand. So every single penny that comes in between now and the end of stage 21, he's going to donate an extra 20%, which is going to power me today. I want as many people as I can to spread the word and get the word out there so that we can get as much money in the pot. Every single pound that goes in will be worth more because of Paul's amazing donation or amazing contribution to this whole thing. Anyway, I've got to get changed and get this Strava beacon up and running and get the dog from going up on the worktop because she's whinging about not having her big brother here. thought I would finish this video where I started it, back in the kitchen. It's quite a day today. An awful lot of things seem to happen in that 123 kilometers. So I'm going to try and go through some of the things that you'd have seen in the videos. So it was pretty quick actually. On the flat, we weren't hanging around. Sam pretty much most of the time sat on the front dragging us along. Went up the first climb at Cheddar, fine. I mean, I'm slow going up the climbs anyway, so it wasn't a major drama. And then we had this brilliant fast descent going into Wells, and then just after we came through Wells, we bumped into David Smith once again, who's come out for 3 or 4 times to bring us fresh water and to keep us completely stocked up. So once again, David, thank you so incredibly much for doing that. It's always so good to see you. We herded some sheep back into their farm. And then we went back up to Cheddar for the second time, and then during that, and then as we came down the other side, heading back down towards the lakes, the weather really turned and opened up the floodgates. I mean, literally, in one case, we were coming through Blagden, and it had blown the water main there with the torrential water. And we also had a bit of an incident where we ended up trying to fix a problem with a wheel. Started off being a puncture, but I think it was much more than that. We had our first abandon, unfortunately. I ended up ringing a friend of mine from work, Justin. So Justin Goodall, you are a legend for taking in our first mechanical abandon, who's John Burridge, who got to 100k and then had to climb off because we couldn't fix this issue with the bike. And then so we then absolutely smashed it back into Clevedon. I couldn't sit on the front for very long. We were doing about 40k an hour along the flat. Only to come into town and find my very good friend Gordon Hanley, who's made some incredible medals, which I'll show you guys at some point, which I'm giving to people. He's 3D printed some amazing medals, but came out to find us en route home to tell us that we'd hit the 10 grand mark, which is just amazing news. So we've hit 10,000. So I've got some news that I'll tell you tomorrow during the bike ride about that, because it's actually going to be a lot more than 10 grand, but I'll explain that tomorrow in the video. So we're over halfway now. So that was stage 11 of 21. So we're over halfway in terms of stages and distance. I think we kind of hit like 1,100 kilometers or something now. So over the last 11 days, and tomorrow should be a slightly easier day. It's about 100k. It's flat. I've called it Strada Bianchi San Remo because it goes out on the railway track, or what was the railway track, which is gravel like Strada Bianchi, and then it comes back up the coastline. And fingers crossed, if the wind's still driving the way it is at the minute, we should get a nice little tailwind on the way back. I've got Mike Callahan joining me tomorrow. I don't know him very well. I know his other half better because their kids go to our school, the same school as our kids. But that's about it. I have to say I'm pretty exhausted. At 5 hours on the bike, most of which was spent at breakneck speed with 3 fantastic bike riders, and it was all the things that you expect and hope from a bike ride. There was so much going on. The weather threw everything it could at us, the traffic threw everything it could at us, the potholes threw everything it could at us, but it didn't stop us. We got back, we smashed it, we're home, we're ready to go out again tomorrow. See you tomorrow.